and displace the mud, and now you see this ugly line, which most people don't think is ugly because that's how all their prints look like. Okay, they're inconsistent as hell. They're ugly. They have to fur out both sides of the wall and put drywall down, or they got to plaster it and set up scaffolding and all. We don't do that. Okay, our finished product is our finished product. We don't cover up shitty walls. Okay, they look great. So let me talk to you about some of the different types of printers. You got trailer printers. Okay, you got, Alquist. You don't have to look very far, you'll find Alquist out there. They've been printing for a long time. They just had to tear down a house recently. Alquist started off with Cobod, and then they jumped out of that and wanted their money back and went to a Buffalo printer, which is basically a Cobod, only worse because you have to, put a sidewalk down because it's riding back and forth on rails on the ground. And it's got to be perfect. If it goes like this just a little bit, your gantry's not going to travel up and down. Okay? And when I say a little bit, I'm talking to your 1/4 inch out. It just pinches the gantry. It gets tighter and tighter and tighter. So now they're working with some company in China, and someone had the bright idea to take a 6-axis robotic arm and mount it on a trailer. How are you gonna? Can you imagine? Anybody tried to back up a trailer before? But you got to back it up to within a 1/16 inch and just get it just perfect. Anyway, so you got your trailer printers. With people that didn't want to invent a printer, so they bought a 6-axis robotic arm, okay, that can turn in 6 axes, and mounted it to a trailer so that it was, I guess, portable. Nightmare. Then you got your circle printers. You got Apis, you got Calvin out of India, different people that are trying to jump into the game. Apis has been around for a long time. India is just getting their feet wet with this thing, trying to print with something, and anyway. So those are circle printers. They do this, okay? How do you get it in a room to be able to print? They're not big enough to print the whole house. So I got to move it to this room or this room and then this room and print 4 walls and print 3 walls and 3 walls and 4 walls. How do you get it into those rooms? Are you going to lift it up with a crane? They're like, okay, so that was a problem. So now we're putting tracks on the side. Go look at the specs. 6, 7 feet. And they're like, no, we got one that'll do 4 feet. Okay, a 4-foot one doesn't have the reach. So, okay, you can get it down a 4-foot hall, but you certainly can't turn a corner into a room. So now I'm forced to, I can't just take a normal set of plans and print those plans. I have to design a set of plans that will work with this printer. So you're taking the inefficiencies and the weaknesses of a printer, and you're forced to design something that will actually work just for that. So forget about doing ADUs or having somebody call you and say, hey, will you print this for me? It ain't gonna work. We can explain that further. But then you got your spider printers, the Maxi printer, and if you haven't noticed, I'm giving you the names of competitors. Go call them, okay? Go call them. Get our list of questions, go call them. I'm not afraid. It's my best sales tool. It's going to bring you back here because you're going to realize the stuff that I'm sharing with you right now is true. So you got Maxi printer. It's got these little, spider legs that come out. You look at the footprint of that. You're not setting that thing up inside of a room to print. So you're printing from the outside of a house, but it still only has a certain reach. It's on tracks as well, and then they got supports that come down, but take a look. As soon as you see it, it should make sense to you. But to print here, and then here, and then here, and then here, here, and here, and here, and here, and here, but never printing beyond 6 to 12 inches unless you have 100% perfect weather and no wind at all. You're still, what you're doing, 6 to 12 inches? You moved your printer 9 times, and then you got to start over to do your second layer. and then do that, and then start over again and go around and again and again and again. I do the math. If I'm printing 6 inches a day, and this is if I had a printer like ours that could print the whole damn house at one time. 6 inches a day, 8 feet. That's 16 days. Work days? Okay, you're 3 weeks doing that. So the math doesn't work. Nobody wants to talk about it. All they want to do is, we printed this in 20 hours or 30 hours or 40 hours. I still cry foul because every video I've ever seen of any of my competitors, they're if they get to 6 inches, that's a great phenomenal day. 12 inches, holy hell. Okay, but you're only going to see that a couple times a month, where you're not going to have any wind whatsoever and the perfect temperature to print. And their wall's still going to look like shit because the temperature's changing, the humidity's changing, their mix has to change. You're relying on an employee to figure that stuff out. And I don't have to convince you. All I got to do is say, go look at the videos, every damn video you've seen. Not the people printing inside a warehouse. They're printing a flower pot or something, like, look how perfect this is. And they think they know something. Oh my gosh, it's one exact perfect mix at the exact perfect temperature in a warehouse with no wind and a 20-foot hose. Okay, that's where we started out. Like, oh, we know a lot now. Okay, double the length of your hose. Go from 20 to 40. And you'll discover that all your math that you had figured out doesn't mean crap. Okay? It's all wrong. You're going to have to start over, go to a 60-foot hose, a 100-foot hose. A 100 by 100 printer is a 150-foot hose. So those guys don't count. They're brand new. They don't know what they don't know. You won't convince them they don't know what they know, but you're never going to go print a damn house with these kind of printers. So your arm printers are kind of in the same category. It's a robotic arm. Okay, it's a robotic arm. You don't have any kind of reach at all. The biggest ones can go 10 feet this way and 10 feet. So you got a 20 by 20. Most of them aren't even close to that. You're talking about 6 feet this way, or 8 feet this way, maybe 8 feet this way. So Extreme is one that has a robotic arm that no way to really move these things. And here's the deal, guys. If I said anything that's wrong, or if I pissed off any of my competition, call me and show me that what I'm saying is not correct. I'm happy to fix it. Okay? I send a letter out every single year to everybody in this industry and say, you know what? My name is James. I'm the CEO of this company. We're competitors. I know you don't want to share anything with me, but I just want to open the line of communication. So if anybody on my sales team or all of our people, if we say anything wrong, you let us know. Don't sue us. Call us. Tell us that's wrong. Let us fix it. Okay? I realize people are advancing, so I might get some of this stuff a little bit wrong. But that's why we give you the list and have you go ask, and then if they say, no, that's BS, then say, okay, do you got a time lapse? Can you show me that? I mean, that's what you do. So, and then there's all the new guys. I mean, every year, more and more people are entering the market. They got a kid that went to school. He's a mechatronics student. He's like, Dad, I could build that thing for this price. Blah, 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 blah. You can't convince people of what they don't know. And if I even try, all I'm doing is teaching them what they need to do to catch up to our 7 years and $10 million. So a guy has a few $100,000 and he's, my kid's a mechatronics student. I'm going to build a printer. And they throw some stupid stuff on a video and you're like, wow, maybe that's an option. Okay, you got to go figure it out. Maybe that is an option.